Hey everybody, it's Big Daddy Liberty here, your favorite fat boy. Welcome to the first segment of what is the Big Liberty Show. I am in Durban at the moment, and as you guys would have known, the ANC has been launching its manifesto here during its 107 years, essentially commemorating its 107 years of existence. Now, it's an electric environment. There are ANC supporters and members streaming in and out of the stadium, loud music blaring through sound systems, and generally a very festive environment. But the question that I have in the back of my mind is, will the policy offering of the ANC in this manifesto exemplify that festivity? Will it spread liberty? Will it spread prosperity to the very people who are, whether you like it or not, are dependent on an ANC, a very dominant ANC that's in government? So we're going to find out what the ordinary people here think of the manifesto, and just generally what they are hoping the next 5 years of South Africa under ANC rule will look like. Will there be more liberty? Or is it more of the same of racially based statism and a wannabe socialist policy environment that is actually stagnating the country? Let's find out from ordinary people on the ground.
Mina ebengithanda ukuthi uhulumeni akulungise bengifisa ukuthi abhekelele le indawo lezi zasemakhaya kakhulukazi kule ndawo lezi eziphethe amakhosi. Bengifisa sengathi lezo indawo lezo zinga-ownwa abantu ngoba kunama investors afuna ukuthi ayisebenzise leyo ndaba kodwa akakwazi ukuthi ayisebenzise ngezathu sokuthi indawo abazi ukuthi bazo approach abantu, and ama investors asenaleyo mentality ukuthi amakhosi akwazi ukuthi approach inkosi, yabona basanayo lento mhlambe. Kanti indawo mengabe iphethwe abantu abahlala kuyona, uyakwazi ukuthi wenze ideal nomuntu ukuthi hayi ngifuna ukuthi kwenze into ukuthi endaweni ukuthi ngazi noma singakwazi ukuthi sisebenzisane. So leyo nto futhi ingayiboosta ilento economy yala lento eMzansi. Uthola ukuthi umuntu owna 200 hectares eyedwa kodwa akakwazi ukuthi awalento awusebenzisa ngendlela afisa ukuthi ngale ngaphambi kokuba usebenzise kufanele ukuthi awusebenzise lento enkosini. Kahle umnotho usemakhaya, umnotho akudala lawo la eThekwini, umnotho omningisela ususulento sesemakhaya. Plus kunalabantu laba ababecindezelekile lento ababecindezelekile kwakuthiwa kunomthetho okade usemakhaya wokuthi intombazana kufanele iye lento esikoleni. Labo bantu labo kufanele ibhekwe indaba yabo, ubanikezwe amathuba lento emsebenzi noma kube khona imfundo especially for bona ezosebenziselwa for bona ukuthi nabo bakwazi ukuthi bathola amathuba, ngoba angeke siziblame bona ukuthi babecindezeleke kanjani. Nanokuthi ngathi nje bengafocusa kakhulu endaweni zasemakhaya. Kahle ngifuna ukubeka nje ukuthi umnotho usemakhaya ne-education athuthukise education lento emakhaya. Kungasuki ingane emakhaya zizofunda la eThekwini, ibikhona indlela ukuthi ngakwazi ukuthi lento izikole zakhona sifuna ama-computers ezikoleni, ama-crash akhona kufuna kuthola abantu abaqualified ukuthi bangakwazi ukuthi benze lento umsebenzi akhona, ifundo zakhona abafundi bakhona bakwazi ukuthi bathole lento imfundo ekhona. Hayi ukuthi umuntu mangabe efuna imfundo engcono azahamba lento edolobheni kahle sekugcwele manje, yabona ekugcwele indawo emakhaya zikhona kuphela nje ukuthi kudinga ukuthi zithuthukiswe boost lento umnotho.
Ngifuna ukuprobe nje kancane ngimbuzo. So uma ngikuzwa kahle wena ufuna ukuthi i-manifesto ikhulume nge-rural development in particular, and if ngizwe kahle iphonto lokuqala ukuthi abantu abahlala emakhaya babe nethuba lokuba ba-own lo mhlaba wabo.
Okay, umuntu abe netayitela lakhe, yabona, not ukuthi umhlaba mangabe ufuna uhambe lento ekhuluma lenkosi, ukuze kwazi ukuthi uma ngabe ufuna kune investor efuna uku-invest lento emhlabeni wakho ikhulume nami kube mina engilento engenze ideal nayo.
For a lot of people, police response is just not good enough when it comes to dealing with serious crimes in this country, in particular gender-based violence. And one of the solutions and interventions we propose is that, for example, community members should be able to vote in their local station commander so they know who he is, as opposed to the situation right now where they don't know who that is, and if they complain to him, he's not accountable to community. So let me maybe pose that question to people and see what they think about that particular idea. Because one of the ideas I often push out through the show is that all station commander, inkinga ekhona at the moment is imphakathi ayibazi nokuthi ubani lo muntu loyo nokuthi umsebenzi wakhe uyini noma wenzani. So i-idea that I push out ngifuna ukukhuluma ngayo is kungaba amalungu omphakathi kuyiwona mase kuvotela amakhansela bavotele i-station commander sabo saleyo police station. What do you think about leyo idea?
Yeah, I cohere with you because democracy must prevail. And for people to be able to have rightful leaders, and also in the police, in the case of the station commander, we need people to be able to elect station commanders that they are familiar with and they know. The problem that we are having in the police force, firstly, is nepotism. There's a lot of nepotism whereby people are being deployed because they are comrades or they are closer to certain influential comrades. So we need, firstly, the ANC must be able to deal with nepotism, and they must be able to deal with corruption from that level.
Another big issue that's coming out, and again, I've been talking to hundreds of people perhaps today, but a common theme is the idea that there's just not enough economic growth eziletha amathuba omsebenzi. So because lokho kuyenzeka uthola manje ukuthi umsebenzi uthola ngokuthi wazibani noma ukuthi more popular kangakanani. How do you think, would you like to hear umongameli address leyo topic namhlanje, and yini wena ungathanda ukuyizwa eyisho dealing with the issue of unemployment and jobs in particular?
My brother, first thing that we need a transparent government. We are not having a transparent government. For us to be able to deal with unemployment, is not the state themselves to create jobs, but then our people must be able to start businesses. But in this case, our people have started businesses, they have businesses, but then you cannot be able to get an opportunity even from the NYDA itself. For you to be able to get an opportunity, you must be closer to someone who is in power. And after you have gotten that opportunity, there's a certain percentage that you are going to come back to pay after. So there's a lot of corruption. Even if our people start businesses, they will not be able to deal with unemployment on the local level.
I've been speaking to ANC members the whole day. We're finally in the stadium. It's pretty lit, there's music, it's after the president's speech. I'm just trying to stop people and speak to them and say, hey, what did you hear out of the manifesto? Does it match what you care about? And really, do you believe the politicians' promises this time? The major nub of what I'm trying to question here today is, do people still believe in the political promises? And it has very little for me to do with whether it's Cyril Ramaphosa or Jacob Zuma or Musi Maimane. The issue is, do ordinary South Africans, even if they're members of the ANC, still believe in the promises of politicians? And do their promises essentially put more power into their hands as ordinary individuals and members of families, or is it more of the same, the statism and the quasi-socialism that we've seen in this country, which takes on a racial bias? I've been seeing this brother selling stuff, and you know me, I love entrepreneurs, whether they're small or big. Ngingakhuluma ngingaphandle nomunye usisi obedayisa nomunye usisi ungayisondela into zakho uzobonakala. Ngingakhuluma eliyane namhlanje kuseni nomunye umama obedayisa impahla ze-ANC. Ngamhalalisela ngoba ngiyathanda abantu abathatha ikhona abazenzelayo, abathanda ukuzakhela. Ngicela ukubuza nje imibuzo emithathu elula. Njengoba bulalela umongameli we-ANC ekhuluma namhlanje, ngazi uma umzwile mhlawumbe gqwaqwane uma umlalele. Eziphi izinto wena ongathanda ukuzibona zethulwa uhulumeni kule minyaka emihlanu ezayo?
Yeah, mfowethu, ngimzwile phela uhulumeni esitshela mfethu ngokubanza ngoba sekushilo ngeyodwa yabo. Kodwa ngithanda ukuthi uhulumeni akwenze mina mfethu ukuthi investe kuyouth wena mfethu ngoba imost njengokuthi asisebenzi la njengoba ubona sizamela bafo ngoba sifuna ukuthi sibeke isinko etafuleni yabo. So uhulumeni ngifuna ukuthi investe kuyouth ngoba thina sikusasa le-South Africa mfethu, and thina sithole ANC futhi la kusasa mfethu.
Empeleni ngiyavumelana nawe ngoba into engivamise ukuyikhuluma kakhulu kuhlelo lami ukuthi sesifikile isikhathi ukuthi osopolitiki sikhiphe amandla nemali ezandleni zabo sifake ezandleni zabantu emphakathini ukuze kube ibona abazoyithuthukisa bazakhele ikusasa labo. So uma ngibona usebenza nami ngithanda nje ngokuncane ngokwami ngikhalisele, kodwa mangiphinde ngibuze ukuphi wena ngaphandle kwemsebenzi yini ongathanda ukuyibona enziwa osopolitiki bonke noma kuthiwa i-ANC, EFF, what would you like to see ukuthi bangafocus bona.
Kahle kahle mfethu simple lento just to create job opportunities for us youth yabo asisebenzi thina bafethu and noma singasebenzi sigcine sesenzana in crime yabo lo so ukuthi be stop i-race crime ukuthi inyuke aba create bona ama job opportunities for us youth yabo ngoba mina ngeke ngivume ukuthi ngimncane ngicapable of doing anything ngasebenzi and ngiyazi ukuthi ngakwazi ukuthi ngenze something ukubeka isiko etafuleni obviously ngizobamba inkunzi yabo lo which is wrong so mina ngifuna ukuthi so politics bekwazi ukuthi njengoba intsha South Africa be-invest kuthina ngoba sikusasa e-South Africa.
Buti ngiyabonga kakhulu. And that's the message, isn't it? It's the idea of young people wanting to own their future and actually to have a chance of building their own future. The idea that politicians owe us everything is maybe an idea of the past. I mean, here you are hearing a young man, and he's not just talking about it, he's doing it, he's selling, he's trying to make his own income. And I talk about this a lot, the idea that ordinary people, heads of households, a father or mother, they should have the power, the resources, and not politicians.
Ngathanda mina ukubona uhulumeni implement izinto ayikhulumayo like izinto asithembisa zona ngiyafisa ukuyibona zenza si face challenge unemployment especially ku youth nanokuthi ngicabanga ukuthi it's high time i-economy ibuyele kubantu so kahle kahle kufanele i-socialism si thrive iphile manje yabo fanele iphile manje siyeke lento ukuthi sicindezelwe ama-capital ngoba i-capitalism still exists in South Africa.
Mangibuze lo point ngoba mina ngiye ngithi uma ukhuluma nge-capitalism usukhuluma ngabantu noma ama-capitalist akuwona izopolitiki besitshetha abantu abathizene capitalism yithi sonke. Mase ngithi kuwena andibeka umbono kwena ngithi uthini mase ngithi kuwena ngingathanda ukubona sihephula amandla kahulumeni siwafake ezandleni zabantu so a small example ukuthi makube abantu abazownela iproperty yabo babe nama-title deed kona i-land reform mayisheshiswe khona laba abanama claims bathola umhlaba wabo aze nama-title khona bezokwazi uku-invest kubona izinto njenge-education nokuthi ingane zesise ey'koleni zahulumeni masinike abazali imali masuthatha ibudget ye-education uyihlephule right ngingapha umzali 16,000 rand per child kube lo mzali okhethayo-ke uthi ingane yakhe uyisa kusiphi isikole uthini kula ma-ideas anjalo.
Let me make just a practical example ngiyakuthola ipointi lakho chief. South Africa we have a population estimated to 50 million angisho. If ubuka i-wallets ka-government can give wonke umuntu a million but simply because angeke yenze sense ngoba akekho uplumber ozovuma ukuyokukhandela omunye umuntu ne-million lakhe ephakethini. Uhulumeni it's high time azame ukuthi abhalansise indlela esiphila ngayo. Sikhuluma ngento ye-capitalism. Capitalism is there, chief. Where we have a tendering system, it's part of capitalism. Because you've got umuntu oyedwa employ abantu abawu-200 abe rich yedwa abaholela upeni at all. So it's high time uhulumeni create i-society la wonke umuntu ezoba ne-share.
Ngawuzwa lo mbono. Then there are people who will say, well, lento sinayo kwamanje it's actually not capitalism, it's what you call cronyism. Ngani i-cronyism ila ukuthi ubani emphakathini usibanibani uthola better opportunity why uxhumana nosopolitiki noma uxhumana abantu abahufti, whereas i-capitalism kuwukuthi ulethani kubantu yini. So for example lo bhuti obedayisa la ubengekayenza i-profit ube bedayisa into esingayifuni but uyazi udayisa into esiyifunayo khona ezothola imali. That's capitalism. So why can't we replicate leyo behavior kubanye abantu abayidingayo lo opportunity?
Chief, I think we have a different understanding mina nawe towards capitalism. Capitalism, I understand capitalism as few people who own part of the economy, most of the economy, maybe 80%. Then you have this 10% of these people that are suffering shy. Yeah, so capitalism, yeah, I'm going to understand what I'm chief. It's where few people own isn't this link. Like they control into a government, they control is into like you check abantu abafana no Rupert, check abantu abafana na Oppenheimer. Those people, they are white people, they are few, but they own most of the economy. So that is capitalism.
Well,
according to my understanding, chief.
Ngavuma now, but that's not capitalism. textbook definition of cronyism le ngiyavuma now, and I'm arguing ukuthi ngoba ngiyabona ukuthi we're on the same page, different definitions. I'm arguing ukuthi you don't like cronyism, I don't like cronyism, so why don't we then, if siyavuma ukuthi cronyism imbi, why don't we expect osopolitiki bethu kube yibona abakhipha amandla nemali bafake ezandleni of ordinary people? What do you think about that approach?
Chief, I've got to be honest. Very honest. You cannot tell our politicians to change the situation. It's simple. I want to be honest. As an ANC member, as an SACP member, these guys are captured.
Do you think if politicians won't change, do you think it should be ordinary people that change politicians?
Yes, we can change the system.
Definitely. Thank you. Mangibuyele kumbuzo wami, original question, ngizombuza nonke. Ama-top 3 priorities akho ongathanda ukubonwa enzeka over the next 5 years?
I-priority yami yokuqala engithanda ngiyibona enzeka South Africa is to see an education system decoloniziwe, just because the education system esebenza manje was not designed for us as abantu abamnyama. As you can see, there are many graduates abama-social workers abanama-degree, but there's that increase kuma-street kid aqhubekayo. Today is the civil engineers of South Africa, but they cannot design our bridge. So designela manje ama-China. So the education system in South Africa must be decolonized.
Was the education system in China or Europe or America or South America, was it decolonized there?
No, but they change. They change.
How?
They do. What can I say? The education system is fit for them. They see what is happening around and then they implement that thing.
But when fit for one and they can build bridges, they can build cars, etc., etc., why can't we have our own education that copies theirs? Because surely that means we can be able to build the bridges and the cars and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, the problem is our leadership. Our leadership does not want to implement the policies. Yeah, but there's that, when you get to the democratic breakthrough, there's a stage that we yeah, but the decolonization, we are supposed to come to decolonization.
You keep repeating this point about decolonization, but you're not really telling us how decolonization will make us the same like China or other countries where they didn't decolonize their education, but so why must we decolonize, or because of decolonize when abanye are not decolonizing but they're able to skill abantu babo bathole imisebenzi bathuthuke? So ibalekile ngempela lento decolonization.
Decolonization is the only thing that can help us to crush a white monopoly capital ekuyona esivimbile ukuthi singene emnothweni wethu. Ngakho i-white monopoly capital yakhiwe i-colonization, so ukuze sicrushe i-white supremacy thina njengabantu abamnyama, we must go through decolonization.
Ngiyezwa le point, but ayiphendula umbuzo wami. Umbuzo wami ulula ngempela uma ulalela. Kunabantu sikhuluma kule stadium abathuthukayo, they're doing well, ba-educated, bondle imindeni yabo, and kunabantu abangekho educated, abahlulekayo wonke imindeni yabo, onganayo income, onganayo imisebenzi. The difference between those people is not decolonization. Kenzeka manje sikhuluma kunomehluko kwalabo abanako nalabo abanganako. So ngizama ukufika ngempela kwi-point lakho ukuthi uma uthi i-solution i-decolonization, how do you explain the current system where those who've got an opportunity, education, are doing well? How does that happen?
Those that got opportunities.
So angenza umzekelo, example, mase ngithi asambe nawe siyobuka lapha ke khona imoto. So bona imoto sezingene phezulu kabi. Laba abantu njengawe nami bathola ithuba bona, umehluko phakathi kwabo nami, bathola ithuba bona bafunda, bathola i-professional skill, bahola kahle, ekholeni kahle kwabo bakwazi ukuthenga izinto ezingcono kunathi. So bayathenga i-private healthcare, private security, imoto ezi-right. Wena nami mhlawumbe singafundile, I'm not assuming that ngiyasho nje, wena nami singafundile asinayo le opportunity ngoba asikwazi ukuyithola leyo income. So mina ngizama ukuthola ukuthi decolonization How does that fix this current problem? I don't see how. Tell me.
Ngicabanga ukuthi nje buchaza bawatholile amathuba yebo angiphiki labantu okhuluma ngabo bawatholile amathuba.
So why can't we then expand Lama opportunities to the rest of society?
Yeah, but into esivimbile ukuthi expande lawo ma opportunities okhuluma ngawo is the thing engikhuluma ngayo.
Decolonization.
Let us decolonize bafethu. Let us change our mindset. Kuyimanje kade khuluma ublade, kathi ublade noma uzindiswa losi. Ukhulumile wathi we must have our own poultry farm eSouth Africa. Ngoba manje sithatha inkukhu phesheya siletha le South Africa. Kanti singazenzela okwethu ukhulumile futhi nopresident kamaye senemizi ukuthi fanele siwa develop. Yabo awuna abantu abamnyama.
Okay, let's change your point out kancane kodwa ngiyawuthi. Hey guys, Big Daddy Liberty here. It's the end of the day. It's been a very long day at the ANC 107-year celebration, and of course them launching their election manifesto, their promises to you and me. I'm quite disappointed. And again, we'll probably have a full breakdown of the manifesto in studio when we cross back. But just my thoughts before that. One thing that was confirmed today was the major difference. The real us and them in this country isn't between black and white or any of the other sort of racial propaganda we hear from politicians quite often. The real us and them is between us as ordinary citizens across the color line, you know, we the God-fearing, law-abiding, family-orientated people, ordinary South Africans across the color line, versus the them of politicians. You know, this crooked coalition of, you know, political elites across all the parties, really, who their sole goal is the acquisition and retention of power. That's it. Service delivery, advancing good ideas that grow a property-owning and prosperous society, they have no interest in that. Theirs is just to acquire power and retain it at all costs. And you could see that today when I speak to ordinary South Africans, albeit they were ANC members or ANC supporters, you know, they articulate ideas that speak to what they really care about. You know, jobs was top of the agenda, beating corruption, which erodes their quality of life. And educational opportunities that give young people a shot at entering the economy. These things they care about. They don't care about a socialist utopia or advancing the aims of communism or any of the other nonsense that we often hear from the political elite types, especially the trendy lefties in particular. So that is the real us and them. And I found today very interesting in that regard that I got to see this in real terms. In the belly of the beast, if you will. And let's have this conversation around how do we, liberty-loving South Africans, inject the ideas of freedom into spaces like that so we can change them and move this country towards becoming a property-owning, prosperous and free society. I'm Big Daddy Liberty.